The world's railways have seen the development of some truly colossal trains, each more massive than the last. These mammoth locomotives and their extensive freight and passenger cars stretch for miles and miles on end. From the heaviest and longest freight trains to high-capacity passenger giants, in today's video we're going to explore the top 15 largest trains in the world. Let's begin with number 15, BHP Iron Ore, Australia. The BHP Iron Ore, Australia boasts one of the most extensive train operations in the world. It's nestled at the heart of Western Australia's Pilbara region. This absolute unit of a train has garnered a reputation as one of the largest and heaviest freight trains globally. Stretching across the landscape, this marvel extends over a staggering distance of 1.55 miles, which is about 2.5 kilometers long, making it a behemoth among its rail counterparts. It's loaded to the brim with that good old iron ore. This train composes a jaw-dropping 682 ore cars, all meticulously designed to carry and transport substantial amounts of this commodity. The entire train, when fully loaded, commands an astounding weight, tipping the scales at 99,800 tons. The history of the train dates back to its inception in the late 1960s, when BHP began investing heavily in the Pilbara region, leading to the establishment of an extensive network of railway tracks. Since then, this train has been instrumental in the seamless transport of iron ore from various mining sites to the bustling port facilities, playing a pivotal role in the country's iron export industry. Number 14, Tokaido Shinkansen N700. In a region of the world where the steel behemoths traverse the ancient lands, the Tokaido Shinkansen N700 is a herald of modern marvels, embodying the synergy of artistry and engineering. Spanning a vast expanse at a majestic length of 417 feet, this behemoth hurtles forth, its form adorned with the enchantment of speed and grace. It's a mesmerizing spectacle amid the tapestry of Japan's ingenuity. Forged in Japan, the Tokaido Shinkansen N700 marked its fateful debut on the tracks in the year 2007. Its maiden voyage was a testament to a craftsmanship of an era, echoed with the whispers of a new dawn as it pierced through the winds at unparalleled speeds, leaving a trail of awe in its wake. Crafted with a finesse that only a place like Japan can produce, it weighs in at a formidable 715,000 pounds, its sleek contours shaped by the hands of visionaries. Amidst the intricate web of tracks that crisscross this land, the Tokaido Shinkansen N700 emerges as a vital conduit, binding the distant provinces and bustling cities alike. Its steel weaves a tale of unity and progress. It carries travelers and dreams alike, fostering a bond that transcends the boundaries of distance and time. Number 13, Barnum and Bailey and Ringling Brothers Circus Trains. As we age, our thoughts on the circus may change a bit, but one thing's for certain, nothing beats seeing the three-ring spectacle as a child, and no one did it like Barnum and Bailey and the Ringling Brothers. When they came to town, everybody knew it, all thanks to their massive caravan. This traveling circus extravaganza wasn't merely a single train, but a convoy of multiple trains, a procession that stretched as far as the eye could see, embodying a scale of magnificence. These legendary caravans, with their immense entourage of performers, animals, and circus paraphernalia, span the landscape in a breathtaking display of size and spectacle. The Barnum and Bailey Ringling Brothers circus trains were not merely an act, they were an entire moving town, a carnival on wheels as it were that captured the collective imagination of the nation. In fact, these were the longest privately owned trains in the world. The sheer enormity of it is underscored by the fact that it wasn't just one or two trains, but an entire fleet of trains that crisscrossed the country, bringing the enchantment of the big top to every corner of the land. It was a colossal operation, with these circus trains having about 60 cars and touring the United States in overlapping 2-year cycles. Number 12, Spen Trains. In the vast expanse of Russia, the Spen Trains emerge as giants of the railway world. It is a testament to the nation's prowess in modern high-speed travel. These colossal trains, known for their sleek and futuristic design, surge across the Russian landscape, connecting with the bustling cities of Moscow and St. Petersburg with unrivaled speed and efficiency. Whizzing through the terrain at a velocity of about 155 miles an hour, these high-speed 820-foot marvels drastically reduce the travel time between the two urban hubs to a mere 4 hours, making them a vital lifeline for commuters and travelers. Proposed in the early 2000s as part of Russia's ambitious modernization agenda, the Spen Trains were built to revolutionize the country's railway infrastructure, marking a significant milestone in the nation's quest for technological advancement. With their inception in the late 2000s, these trains quickly etched their place into the annals of Russian transportation history, ushering in a new era of efficient and rapid travel. Operating along the Moscow-St. Petersburg route, the Spen trains offer passengers a luxurious and comfortable travel experience, complete with spacious seating, onboard dining, and state-of-the-art amenities. Now, beyond their impressive speed and amenities, these trains serve as a symbol of Russia's embrace of innovation and progress. It forges a vital link between the cultural, economic, and political epicenters of the nation. Number 11. Indian Railway Shishnag. Measuring a length of approximately 1.75 miles, the Indian Railway Shishnag chugs along the undulating landscapes of India, wielding its considerable presence as a symbol of the nation's unwavering dedication to the seamless movement of goods and resources. This mammoth train, resembling the mythical serpent after which it's named, consists of a breathtaking assembly of an astounding 118 wagons, each laden with an array of essential commodities and goods vital to the nation's economy. The history of the Indian Railway Shishnag began with its inaugural journey on June 2, 2018, marking a milestone in India's railway evolution. It also broke the record for being the largest train in the country. The extra-long Shishnag train has been formed by amalgamating 4 empty rakes, powered by 4 electric loco sets, according to the details shared by the Southeast Central Railways. Lauding this noteworthy achievement, Railway Minister Piyush Goyal tweeted about the record Shishnag train. According to the Railway Minister, this experiment of attaching 4 rakes to run as one single train was successful. This enables more goods to be transported from one place to another in less time. And in another statement, the Union Minister stated that the Shishnag train is giving a boost to freight transportation by running 51 wagons with 4 trains combined together between Nagpur and Korba. The unique journey was between the Bhilai and Korba train stations, which it completed in about 7 hours. On this historic day in India, the train was operated by just one driver and their assistant. That is pretty impressive. Number 10. Cajas Railway trains. These railway trains are an integral part of Brazil's industrial infrastructure, and they serve as a critical link in the transportation of iron ore from the Cajas mines in the Pará state to the Ponta de Madeira maritime terminal in São Luís. It's operated by Vale SA. It's one of the largest mining companies globally. This railway has a rich history that dates back to the early 1980s, when it was constructed to meet the growing demand for iron ore both domestically and internationally. These trains have come a long way since the first 9 miles of rails were laid in August 1982, and the railroad's feasibility studies and engineering projects got underway almost a decade later in 1994. But the official inauguration only happened 11 years later on February 28, 1995, and now, in 2022, it's known as the most efficient train in the country. The Cajas Railway is renowned for its mammoth train convoys, which are among the largest and heaviest in the world. These colossal trains can span several kilometers in length, comprising 330 wagons that can carry a load of iron ore. Each train can weigh an astounding 42,000 tons, showcasing the robust engineering required to transport such massive quantities of ore across the diverse terrain. Despite its economic significance, this railway has faced controversies primarily centered around its environmental impact. Concerns have been raised regarding deforestation, displacement of indigenous communities, and potential ecological disruption in the Amazon rainforest. Environmental activists and local communities have highlighted the need for sustainable practices and the preservation of the delicate Amazon ecosystem. Efforts have been made to address these concerns, with Vale SA implementing various environmental and social initiatives to mitigate the railway's impact on the region's biodiversity and local communities. Number 9. British Rail Class 55. The British Rail Class 55, famously known as the Deltic locomotive, is an icon of British railway history. It was crafted with new and improved sleek design and was incredibly powerful, developed by English Electric in the 1960s. This diesel-electric locomotive was a pinnacle of British locomotion. Originally owned and operated by British Rail, the Class 55 Deltic locomotives were built between 1961 and 62, heralding a new era of high-speed travel and freight transport across the British railway system. This initiative represented a significant investment in the advancement of the nation's transportation infrastructure, with each locomotive costing approximately £65,000, a substantial sum at the time. The Class 55 Deltic locomotives were celebrated for their speed and hauling capacity, operating on various routes throughout the UK. Now, these locomotives were primarily used for hauling heavy passenger and freight trains, playing a pivotal role in the efficient and reliable transport of goods and people across the British Isles. With their distinctive appearance and powerful engines, the Deltic locomotives swiftly became a symbol of British engineering excellence and a source of national pride. Measuring over 69 feet in length and weighing approximately 100 tons, these locomotives were among the largest and most powerful in the UK during their operational heyday. Their size and design made them instantly recognizable on the British railway network, capturing the imagination of railway enthusiasts and the general public. An interesting little fact about the British Rail Class 55 is that it held the distinction of being the most powerful diesel locomotive in the United Kingdom at the time of its introduction. Its powerful engines propelled the locomotive to remarkable speeds, earning it a reputation for speed and reliability that does remain unmatched to this day. Despite their eventual retirement from active service, the Class 55 Deltic locomotives continue to hold a special place in the hearts of railway enthusiasts. Number 8. Union Pacific Trains. With a legacy as grand as the American West itself, the Union Pacific Railway commands a formidable presence, spanning a web of 32,200 miles across 23 U.S. states west of Chicago and New Orleans. As the second largest railroad in the United States, this behemoth operates a colossal fleet of 8,300 locomotives, orchestrating a symphony of freight transportation across the western, midwestern, and west-south central regions of the country. Tracing its origins back to the pioneering spirit of 1862, the Union Pacific Railroad was a locomotive force in the construction of the first transcontinental railroad, carving out the legendary overland route that bridged the nation's east and west. Over the decades that followed, the Union Pacific Railroad steadily expanded its dominion, absorbing a series of iconic railroad systems including the Missouri Pacific Railroad, the Western Pacific Railroad, the Missouri-Kansas-Texas Railroad, and the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad. Union Pacific holds the record for hauling the heaviest freight train ever in North America, an astounding feat that saw a train carrying a staggering 28,000 tons of cargo. Then, in 1934, the Union Pacific Railroad's M10000, a streamlined train developed by the company, set a new speed record for an internal combustion-powered train, achieving an impressive 104 miles per hour. This feat underscores the company's role as a leading force in the transportations of goods across the continent. As a vital participant in the completion of the first transcontinental railroad, Union Pacific played a pivotal role in connecting the east and west coasts of the United States, culminating in the historic Golden Spike Ceremony at Promontory Summit in Utah in 1869. It feels as though Union Pacific has been around forever, and it shouldn't be hard to see why. Moving on to number 7. The Sishen-Saldanha Railway Trains. Embark on a journey through the heart of South Africa's rugged terrain, where the Sishen-Saldanha Railway line stretches for over 535 miles as it weaves its way from the iron-rich mines near Sishen in northern Cape to the bustling port of Saldanha Bay in the western Cape. Now, aptly nicknamed the Ore Export Line, this railway lifeline serves as a vital conduit, taking a staggering 60 million tons of iron ore annually to awaiting ships. This feat of engineering first came to life in 1976, etching a path of progress across South African landscapes. Now, Transnet Freight Rail, once known as South African Railways and Harbors, took the reins in 1977, electrifying the line, setting the stage for transportation of heavier loads across greater distances, defying conventions and embracing ambition. Tracing its path across the land, this train maneuvers through the rugged topography, overcoming towering altitudes and sweeping values. It is a testament to human determination and engineering. The line's evolution, marked by the expansion of crossing loops from 10 to 19, reflects a pursuit of efficiency and capacity, ensuring the passage of trains traveling in opposite directions along its single-track expanse. This railway line gained global acclaim for operating the world's longest production trains, a fleet of 342 wagons propelled by the formidable 15E locomotives, measuring a whopping 12,400 feet in length, with a total mass of over 41,000 tons. These monumental trains haul iron ore for miles and miles in a way that's almost unfathomable. Number 6. The GAN. Prepare for an adventure like no other aboard the legendary GAN, a passenger train service that makes its way through the Australian landscape, taking travelers on a journey from the northern to the southern coasts of the continent. With stops in the cities of Adelaide, Alice Springs, and Darwin along the exhilarating Adelaide-Darwin rail corridor, the GAN, operated by Journey Beyond Rail Expeditions, promises a thrilling 53 hours and 15 minutes of exploration, spanning an impressive 1,851 miles. The service's name is an abbreviated version of its previous nickname, the Afghan Express. The nickname is reputed to have been bestowed in 1923 by one of its crew. Some suggest that the train's name honors Afghan camel drivers who arrived in Australia in the late 19th century to help the British colonists find a way to reach the country's interior. The GAN was privatized in 1997 and has since been operated by Journey Beyond Rail Expeditions, formerly known as the Great Southern Rail. Initially as part of the Circus group, the Great Southern Rail was sold to Allegro Funds, a Sydney investment fund, in March of 2015. Each train has an average of 28 stainless steel carriages built by Comag Granville in the late 1960s and early 70s for the Indian Pacific, plus a motor rail wagon. The average length of the train is about 2,500 feet, and two Pacific National NR-class locomotives haul it. Previously, an AN-class or a DL-class locomotives assisted with it. Locomotive crews are sourced from Pacific National, with the on-train staff employed by Journey Beyond. Now, during World War II, the service had to be greatly expanded, putting great pressure on the limited water supplies. As a result, demineralization towers, some of which survive to this day, were built along the track so that bore water could be used. When a new line to Alice Springs was built in the 1970s, the use of diesel locomotives meant that there was far less need for water, thus allowing the line to take the much drier route from Tarcoola to Alice Springs. Number 5. BNSF Railway. Forming a part of the elite circle of 7 North American Class 1 railroads, BNSF stands as a colossus with a workforce comprising a staggering 35,000 employees. They orchestrate a symphony of logistics that marvel across its extensive network. With an impressive web of over 32,000 miles of track meandering through 28 states, BNSF's influence is as expansive as the very landscape it traverses. This rail titan boasts nearly 8,000 locomotives under its banner, powering the arteries of commerce that link the key economic centers across the country. With 3 transcontinental routes serving as lifelines between the eastern and western U.S., BNSF is the pulsating heartbeat of a nation in perpetual motion, orchestrating the flow of goods and resources across distance. In the realm of monumental achievements, BNSF Railway holds the distinction of operating some of the largest trains in the world, with one of its most impressive stretching over 2.5 miles in length. Laden with 458 wagons, this transport juggernaut shattered the previous record set by BNSF, which measured over 3 kilometers with 435 wagons. Powered by a formidable assembly of 7 locomotives sprawled across its length, this freight expedition marked a pivotal moment in their history, forming a part of the operator's visionary initiative started in 2007 to trial longer trains. The route from Los Angeles to Clovis etched a new chapter in the chronicles of BNSF's trailblazing spirit, cementing its status in the realm of freight transportation. Number 4. The Norfolk Western 2156. The Norfolk Western Railway boasts a rich history of producing locomotives designed in its own shops to meet the specific demands of its operations. Among the most renowned of these homegrown locomotives were the Class Y5 and Y6, purpose-built to tackle the challenges of hauling heavy freight trains through the terrain of the Appalachians. Of these, the sole survivor, Norfolk Western 2156, remains a cherished piece of the railway's storied past. It's now preserved as a testament to its excellence. Built in 1942 at the Roanoke shops, the number 2156 represents the mallet-type articulated steam locomotive with an impressive 2882 wheel arrangement. While categorized as a member of the Y6A class, this machine was fitted with a larger firebox, akin to the Y6B locomotives, significantly amplifying its power. Now, initially it generated a tractive effort of over 152,000 pounds of force, and modifications increased that to an astounding 166,000 pounds of force, solidifying its status as one of the most robust surviving steam locomotives, although often overshadowed by the operational prominence of the Union Pacific's 4014 Big Boy. Throughout its career, number 2156 led freight trains across the Pocahontas, the Radford, and the Shenandoah divisions of the N&W, including vital duties in the transportation of coal, a substantial source of the company's business. Now, despite the advent of diesel power and its displacement from the main line, number 2156 continued to serve the railway faithfully, hauling coal trains well into the late 1950s, reflecting the enduring significance of steam technology in the context of N&W's operations. While resting at the National Museum of Transportation in St. Louis, Missouri, number 2156 underwent a cosmetic restoration in 1985, preserving its legacy for future generations. A temporary display agreement between the National Museum and Virginia Museum of Transportation in 2014 saw number 2156 journey to Virginia alongside two other surviving N&W locomotives, number 1218 and number 611, affectionately known as the railway's Big Three, before returning to St. Louis in 2020. Today, although silent, the Norfolk and Western 2156 stand as a cherished artifact at the National Museum of Transportation, serving as a compelling reminder of the era when steam locomotives reigned supreme, embodying the remarkable spirit of innovation and resilience that characterized the heyday of American railroading. Number 3. The Mauritania Railway. The Mauritania Railway is the steel lifeline connecting the heart of Mauritania's iron mining hub to the bustling port of Nouadhibou, and its history is laced with tales of triumph and tribulation. Back in 1960, when the tracks were first laid, few could have predicted the crucial role this railway would play in the country's economy, ultimately accounting for a significant chunk of its GDP. So pivotal was its contribution that in 1974 the line was nationalized, becoming a symbol of the nation's progress. However, as Mauritania expanded into the southern Western Sahara in 1976, the railway found itself under constant threat from the Polisario militia, bringing the bustling trains to a screeching halt and dealing a heavy blow to the country's economic engine. This turmoil led to a pivotal moment in Mauritanian history, triggering a political upheaval that saw the dethronement of President Mokhtar Ould-Daddah in 1978 and the subsequent withdrawal from Western Sahara in the following year. The line, now secure, underwent extensive repairs, and the resilient trains chugged back to life in the early 1980s. But it's not just the history that makes this railway a captivating tale. The scale of its operations is pretty awesome. Picture trains stretching up to 3 kilometers in length, carrying 16 million tons of iron ore annually. The composition is equally awesome, with 3 to 4 powerful diesel-electric EMD locomotives leading the charge, pulling a load of 200 to 210 cars, each crammed with up to 84 tons of iron ore. And let's not forget about the occasional adventure-seeking tourist brave enough to take a ride atop these mammoth ore hopper cars. They brave scorching temperatures and precarious terrain to catch a glimpse of the raw beauty along the way. This railway has been through more recent developments too, with major investments in new locomotives and periodic strides towards improving its operations. In 2014, the mining giant Glencore made headlines with a hefty $1 billion deal for 18 years of access to the rail and port infrastructure, envisioning a future intertwined with the iron mines at Ascaf and Guelb El Aouj. But as fate would have it, the fluctuations in the iron ore market led to a dramatic reversal of this grand plan, underscoring the volatile nature of this industry. As the railway continues its enduring journey, it stands as a testament to the unwavering spirit of human enterprise, triumphing over the harshest of landscapes and the most unpredictable of market forces. Number 2. Canada National Railway. The Canadian National Railway is the cornerstone of the North American transportation industry. It's known for its vast and expansive rail network that crisscrosses Canada and extends into the United States. With this extensive infrastructure, the railway plays a critical role in facilitating the movement of goods, resources, and commodities across the continent. The railway network spans an absurd distance of approximately 32,800 miles. One of the most notable achievements of the Canadian Northern Railway was the construction of the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway, which extended from Winnipeg to the Pacific Coast. The company also built several branch lines and expanded its network across the Prairie provinces, connecting key cities and towns. These expansions facilitated the transport of goods and people, fostering economic growth and development in the region. In terms of the trains operated by the CNR, the company employed various locomotives and rolling stock to facilitate its ops. Steam locomotives such as the 4.6 10-wheeler were used for passenger services, while heavier 280 consolidation locomotives were employed for freight transport. Now, over the years, the CNR continued to update its rolling stock and invest in modern locomotives to improve efficiency and service quality. Following the outbreak of World War I and the subsequent economic challenges, the Canadian Northern Railway faced a financial strain, ultimately leading to its nationalization in 1918. The government merged the CNR with other railways to form the Canadian National Railway, a pivotal moment in the history of Canadian transportation. The creation of CNR marked the beginning of a new era in railway operations and management in Canada, ushering in changes and modernization efforts that would shape the country's railway industry for decades. Confederation locomotives in 1927 marked the beginning of an era characterized by streamlined locomotives like the 482 Mountain and the awesome 282 Mikado. The charge into electrification came in the early 1940s, and 3 electric cabs were added to the Canadian fleet in the 1950s. In 1966, the CNR ordered 5 7-car UAC turbo train for the Montreal to Toronto service, marking their turbo train era until 1982. Number 1. The Big Boy 4014. The grandest locomotive of them all, Union Pacific's Big Boy 4014. This train was part of an exclusive fleet of 25 big boys, with the first one delivered in 1941. The sheer magnitude of these engines is awe-inspiring. It measures an impressive 132 feet in length and tips the scales at a staggering 1.2 million pounds. But it's not just their sheer size that makes them remarkable. It's the intricate design that allows them to navigate sharp curves. The articulated frame enables flexibility when maneuvering through challenging terrain, unlike anything else of the time. Featuring a 4884 wheel arrangement, the big boys boasted a sophisticated layout, comprising 4 leading pilot wheels, 8 drivers, and an additional set of 8 drivers, and 4 trailing wheels. This complex configuration facilitated their successful operation between Ogden, Utah, and Cheyenne, Wyoming, where they left a mark on the landscape and the hearts of railroad enthusiasts. Interestingly, the big boys have found a new lease on life even after their retirement. 7 of these massive locomotives are on public display all across the country, serving as nostalgic reminders of a bygone era. Cities like St. Louis, Missouri, Dallas, Texas, Omaha, Nebraska, Denver, Colorado, Scranton, Pennsylvania, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Cheyenne, Wyoming proudly host these impressive relics, drawing in crowds eager to witness their presence. The history of Big Boy number 4014 itself is a tale worth telling. It was delivered to Union Pacific in December of 1941. It embarked on a remarkable journey, traveling an astounding 1,031,205 miles during its 2 decades of active service. After retiring in December of 1961, it appeared that the legacy of this locomotive had reached its conclusion. However, fate had other plans for this titan of the rails. In 2013, Union Pacific reacquired number 4014 from the Rail Giants Museum in Pomona, California, signaling a new chapter in its history. The locomotive made its way back to its roots in Cheyenne, Wyoming, where an extensive multi-year restoration process awaited. This restoration was no small feat and required meticulous attention to detail to ensure the preservation of its authentic charm and character. I'll see you guys next time.
Watch our Vehicles playlist for more top 15 videos about amazing vehicles. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best vehicle videos.
Thank you to our channel members.